Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 247. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan today. We're going to continue the arc of the art of deck building by talking about another teamer deck by Ryan. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We've got some stories to tell, people to thank, a Ryan special deck, 2 tech for the members of the nation. But before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, your source for all your gaming needs.
Ooh, very much so. And I've got my Modern Horizons 2 booster box on order, pre-release ship date.
Dang.
Courtesy of CCO Fusion 5. Promo code for 5% off my order. Saved me a good chunk on a Modern Horizon box.
Yeah, you'd get some monies off there, hey?
Yeah, it wasn't a collector box, but you could get those there too.
You want to talk about collector boxes. Jeez. I sold my last two sealed video games from my working at the video store days. I'm all out of like investment games now. I cashed out all my video game investments to buy Modern Horizons collector boosters. Ooh, so this could be the warning I like to put out there. If you're thinking about buying a collector box, fucking don't. Buy singles. If you want to have the experience of opening one and getting wrecked, just watch me do it. It's way cheaper.
That's right. And you could get your boxes at Fusion.
You could.
Once they can start selling singles, they'll crack boxes. They always have new sets in stock, and you can use CCO Fusion 5 on those cards too. And if you're gonna buy them fucking anyways, you might as well buy them from Fusion. Help the show out and let them know that their partnership with you boys is a good one.
Which it is.
Yeah, very much so. And speaking of partnerships, we have a couple new Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/CCO Podcast.
Oh, shit.
There was major finger blasting in the patron Discord.
Yeah.
Yep.
It sounds like par for the course. I like it, yeah.
Yep, there is not only like middle finger emojis, but custom middle finger emojis that point different ways, and like all of the little, do you call them GIFs or GIFs?
GIFs.
GIFs?
Do you call it a Christmas gift?
Yes, I do.
Get out.
There's a bunch of middle finger GIFs and or GIFs. Oh man, I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna hear it in the comments. But there's tons of finger blasting for our first patron. And another benefit is the CCO nickname, of course.
Benefit.
Yeah. Logan Leland.
Logan Leland.
Is he pseudo-celebrity Hugh Jackman's brother, also named Logan, like Wolverine is in the X-Men movie franchise?
I was thinking he might have been one of the side characters that was cut from the NES title Adventures of Lola.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's Lilo or Loli. What's his name?
I have no idea.
Logan Leland. Loli.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, Logan Leland. Loli.
Adventures of Loli.
Loli. Mm-hmm. I wonder if he's
a little green gumdrop guy that runs around and solves puzzles that don't really make any sense unless you have the instruction manual.
Oh, Loli. Yeah, I was stretching for a pseudo celebrity again. Maybe Bruce Lee's long lost brother. But Loli, that rolls off the tongue nicely.
Yeah,
I like it. It's not even dirty. So if it's one of those nicknames that like people carry into real life, maybe he can use it.
Yeah, that's not like Arthur Bagsack or something.
Yeah. Man, what wholesome content. What wholesome content today on CCO. We didn't even say fuck. Oh.
Oops.
Well,
got there.
Yeah, cat's out of the bag. We got another one though. Cole Ringer.
Whole Rimmer.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yes, whole Rimmer.
Yep.
Welcome, and F you.
I'm happy that we got to demonstrate the two extremes.
Yes.
We got the wholesome NES title retro nickname and then the dirty, rotten, butthole eater-outer nickname. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we like those.
I don't know why people want these. I really don't.
Either, but it is a benefit. Now, speaking of benefits of being in the nation.
Oh, tell them,
We've got a little brick of sticks here that we haven't even showed you.
Oh, yeah.
A brick of sticks being an actual cellophane-wrapped brick of stickers.
Yes.
These are one of the new CCO stickers. The other two, we're not going to show you yet. They're part of a different little thing we've got going on.
I brought them along anyway, just so that I could say I have them, but we're not going to show them.
Yeah, and
Which makes me feel like an idiot because I carried them all the way here. But it's worth it.
It's worth it because the other ones that we're not going to show you are super fucking cool.
Yeah.
And these ones are super cool too. Should we just show them off?
Yeah, show them.
They're in a brick, so you're going to have to bear with us. Yeah. But this is them. There's the CCO stick in all its glory.
Just in time for June, which is Pride Month.
Yes, and we are going to be giving these out to a bunch of the people in the nation. We're going to be putting them on commandercookout.com/store for after any of the giveaways that we're doing with these are done. And we're super happy with these. They Commander Cookout, they say hashtag CCO Nation, so you can show everybody that it's a good place to be.
Yeah, you're as proud to be here as we are.
Yes, and the point of this sticker is to let, I'm going to show it off again. The point of the sticker is to let everybody in the nation know, and everybody who sees this sticker, that every fucking person is welcome in the nation. And we are proud that we've built a community that can exemplify that, and that people in the nation are leading by example on that front.
Yeah, man, be the change you want to see.
Yeah, and continue just being awesome.
Yeah, being fucking cool, man. Like, it's all we can say.
I to keep being the best audience in Magic content creation, I guess, is what this sticker is about.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yes, the other stickers are a little bit of a meme, and thanks for playing jank type stickers, and they're super exciting too. But these ones we wanted to show off because we know that it's important around this time of year.
Yeah,
and they arrived just in time.
Yes, they got here. They got here yesterday. So
yeah. And big thank you to Guy Pizza in the Discord. That's his Discord name. Guy Pizza, for helping us design and giving us the high res files for all of the stickers. We couldn't have done it without you, because we're not graphic designers.
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah.
If you follow me on Twitter today, I posted my most recent piece of artwork, and it's fine.
Yeah, very much so.
7 out of 10.
And of course, once all the stickers go live, this is the last thing about the stickers. This one and the other ones, once they're all live, high-res versions of them will be available if you want to use this as like a background to show your CCO Nation colors, or the other stickers if you want to, like, I don't know, do whatever with them. The high-res files will be available.
Yes. Everything's a 7. So
that's what we should have got a sticker saying.
I'm setting a game up for tomorrow. And just randomly on Twitter, I saw somebody, I want to play some Magic. Who's open? And I was like, well, I'm setting a game up for Sunday. You should come play with us.
Yeah.
And they get at me they slide into my DMs. Is that always dirty, or is that?
I don't know. I hate when people say that.
Everybody knows what I mean. We're DMing each other, setting up a time. Here's what we're doing. Here's what's going on. I'm like, well, this isn't CEDH, is it? And I'm like, oh, honey, no. Honey, no. And good, I don't have any CEDH decks. Well, what do you like to play? What do you think? And we can play wherever, but what are you looking to get out of the game? It's like, I usually play at a 7. What the hell? Of course you do.
It has no context. There's just nothing that you glean from that. There's just no information that provides people.
No.
There's just none. There's hardcore none. Well, no, it's like a range that people kind of know what that means. No, it has zero information tied to a number. I'm just that's a fucking line.
Yeah.
Here's the line where people use numbers, and there's nothing there. It's just like fucking purgatory of fucking idiots. And then on this side of the line is people who are like articulate and put some thought into what they would like to experience. And like
on that side of the line, it's also very funny if you say, my deck's like a 7, it plays all the fast mana, and it's always funny. Just say your deck is a 7 no matter what it does. Your deck's always a 7.
Yes.
Just like all of you.
Yes, you're all 7s. Fucking guys. Oh man, I can't believe. Okay, we got one more piece of biz.
Oh shit.
We got a pack to give away.
Oh yeah, we forgot to give out hints yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So
We'll pick somebody who comments on today's video that helps me make my deck better. So get your ass over to YouTube if you're just listening to the podcast. Goddamn subscribe. I'm telling you, we still have so many people who listen and watch all the YouTube content that aren't subscribed. What the hell, man? If you watch it all, just
Yeah, you can click the bell. You cannot click the bell to subscribe. It lets us know that we're doing a good job.
Man, makes me feel good. It's the only thing that makes me feel good.
Only thing?
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Beer also makes me feel good. Hard liquor.
Beer exists, Ryan. Talking about something that makes you feel good.
I'm just bugging. No, but if you comment on the video telling me how to make my deck better, you'll get entered to win next week's pack. But last week's pack for Clean the Truck comment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think most people said clean the truck, right?
They did.
Yeah.
I did clean the truck.
Oh,
also,
good.
I vacuumed it, and then I put it. I got I had a wooden box in my garage, and I put all the tools in it. And I threw out like the bag, like the garbage bag, that had garbage in it, and replaced it.
Yeah.
And took all the receipts that were on the floor and threw them out, but all the receipts that were like piled on the seat, I piled them and put them in the glove box.
There it is.
So not only did I
take it to the car wash, spray it off.
I'm gonna do that when I'm done using it.
Nice.
I figured I'll wash it when I'm done, and that way it's all shiny and pretty when I return it.
Yeah. Wax it up with just your shirtless boobs.
Yeah.
Some soap.
Yeah, and like in a pair of little jean shorts.
That's so short that the pockets are hanging out.
I assume that's the official way that you wax a car. You have to do it in
nothing
those
else
shorts.
hanging out if the shorts are that short.
Well, it's me, Ryan. They're gonna be bouncing behind me on the ground like a bunch of cans on a car after somebody just gets married. Yeah.
Brando's got a just married tramp stamp tattoo for when he wears his short shorts. Oh man, I couldn't even say that without laughing. Okay, we got a pack to give away.
We do.
Kale Moskowitz. Kale.
Yes.
CommanderCookout@gmail.com. Get after us. Tell us that you want your pack, or tell us that you want to donate your pack to the Stinky Santa Sack for Christmas. Those are your options.
And options are always cool.
Yes. We don't know what kind of pack it is, but I kind of just... the bag is like sort of full, and I kind of just tossed in a bunch of Strixhaven packs and shook it up. So probably it'll be Strixhaven, but I can't say for sure.
You never know.
Yeah.
Are they Strixhaven draft boosters, the rarest of all the packs, or are they Strixhaven set boosters?
I did buy some Strixhaven draft boosters, and I had some leftover set boosters from my boosty box.
Why do you buy draft boosters?
Because they're the rarest ones. Obviously, that makes them worth the most money.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
All right, whatever, man.
Okay.
So who are we doing today, Ryan?
We're 12 and a half minutes in almost, and we haven't even talked about the Commandy than everything else.
Oh, shit. We started with everything else.
Yeah, another teamer deck by Ryan says the intro. Today, if you haven't seen the thumbnail or read the title of the show anywhere, you would know that we're doing Averna, the Chaos Bloom.
Averna, the Chaos Bloom, the Elemental Shaman, 4/2 for teamer colors that says as you cascade, you may put a land card removed from the game into play tapped. That Averna?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So 4/2, Elemental Shaman, doesn't matter. Teamer colors, important. Cascade, important. So when you cast Cascade, it triggers upon cast, and you exile top cards of your library until you exile something that costs less than the original spell with Cascade.
Right.
When that happens, you can cast that spell that you reveal. Averna says, while you're doing this, if you happen to exile a land, you can put it onto the battlefield.
Neat.
Relevant, but not really to the deck, is that land would enter the battlefield before the cascaded spells do.
Yeah, that could be relevant in certain cases.
Yeah, and if you cascade into something that has multiple instances of cascade on it, you can put multiple lands onto the battlefield with Averna, one for each time that you're cascading.
Neat.
Yes, yeah, because there are some cards that have Cascade, or Cascade.
And we might be playing them.
Yes.
Who knows?
And if you're playing Averna in a 5-color deck, we're not today, but there's some things that give Cascade and multiple instances of Cascade if something gains Cascade.
Maelstrom Nexus.
Yeah, like if you go like a Cascader with Maelstrom Nexus, you get 2 Cascades there, so you could get 2 lands from Averna. So it's got some utility outside of just Teamer, but Teamer's my favorite color combo. So
I assume we're going to be playing a Teamer Cascade combo deck today, where we're just going to be drawing cards, rocking value, and just going all in on the Cascade chains. Is that what we're doing?
Well, we could, but the reason that this is featured in the arc of the art of deck building is I can't quite figure it out, because I've got 2 very disparate sub-themes or themes within the deck. Cascade, and I'm playing all of them except one, I think, and Superfriends. Because getting Planeswalkers for free when we're casting stuff that we'd be casting anyways with Cascade, getting Superfriends is like, turns out it's pretty powerful.
Superfriends is a good deck.
Yes. So the issue that I'm having, though, is like the deck is slow. It's not very good. And to make it better or faster or able to compete or hang with other decks, you got to run mana rocks. You got to run ramp.
Mm-hmm.
But those suck to cascade into.
Yes,
Soul Ring, best card in the format, arguably, right?
Yep.
You cascade into it on turn 8. Pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'd way rather cascade into any kind of action.
True.
Right? So maybe we'll look at some of the deck and maybe you've got some suggestions. I've got some suggestions from the Discord helpers, the CCO Nationalites that took a look and we'll see if we can make things jive.
Okay, should we get into the deck?
Let's do it.
Let's dive right in. All right, should we start with the ramp and draw sections because they're where we usually start?
Yeah, and they're the ones that I'm having the most trouble with. So give us the mana rocks and then we'll do the draw after.
Okay, so for mana rocks, we have Arcane Signet, Commander Sphere, Growth Spiral, Grow Locket, Mind Stone, Orazca Relic, Simic Cluestone, Simic Locket, Sol Ring, Temur Banner, and Zertod Druid. We also have an Urban Evolution and a 3 Visits.
Yes, so all of those rocks, except for like Sol Ring and Arcane Signet, when you cascade into them, cascading into rocks sucks, remember.
Yes.
When you cascade into them, you could cash them in after to draw a card. Urban Evolution is like that too. You can play extra lands and then draw 3 cards.
Yes.
Right? Zertod Druid will give you some reach kind of whenever you tap it, you deal a damage to each opponent, right? A Growth Spiral lets you draw a card, play an extra land. The point is, when you cascade into these things that you need to play, you can do something else with them. The problem I'm having is so many of the rocks are at 3.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I want to cash it in to draw a card, maybe I cascaded with something with a mana value of 6, cascade into a 3, like a Gruul Locket, then I got to pay,
4 more.
I got to pay a bunch more mana to draw a card, and it's like, like maybe I'll draw a 3 mana Planeswalker and maybe I can cast it. That's best case scenario at that point though.
Man.
Right? So I'm not sure what to do there. And we're gonna get to some of the stuff that you suggested, but the problem is like it doesn't change that cascading into these sucks.
Well, I mean, part of the joys of Cascade is it's a chance. You're spinning the wheel.
And I do love the high risk, high reward magic. I say that all the time.
Yeah, there's
right?
always going to be a loser card. And I mean, if you're cascading into something that sucks and the card that you're cascading into sucks, that's what you get for playing Cascade Magic, my friend.
You know what? And I think some of the art of this kind of deck is if you've got something that just doesn't jive, the stuff that does jive needs to jive really, really fucking hard.
Exactly.
Right?
Precisely.
And we've got a couple bangers in the card draw section that maybe we can get to right now.
We got Blood Sun?
It says draw a card on it and it shuts off lands,
Remember,
like non-mana abilities, right?
Remember 1 week ago on this show where I played Blood Moon in my Spellslinger deck and you're like, cut that.
Yes.
Cut this.
It says draw a card on it and it shuts off land.
There are better things
You're probably right.
that I will tell you about later on. We got Genesis Ultimatum.
This is a banger.
Yeah.
This is red, red, blue, 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 green, green. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put any number of permanent cards from among them onto the B and put the rest into
your hand.
Yeah. So it's like a draw 5, but if you draw permanents, just put them onto the battlefield.
That's sick. It's a good card. I like that a lot. Although, could you just play Genesis Wave there? I just thought of that just now.
Genesis Wave, when you cascade into it, X equals 0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why these cards are a little bit better. And the thing about it is if you get a permanent that has Cascade, you can still put it into your hand with Genesis Ultimatum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can cascade sort of off of that.
Last card in the section, Tez's Gambit.
Yes, this is a draw 2 for Phyrexian Blue and 3. So officially its Cascade is 4 CMC,
right?
But you can cast it for 3 from your hand. It's a draw 2 and then proliferate, which works with Superfriends. So I'm trying to tie the two themes together a little bit there. We're also playing an Elvish Visionary. Did you mention that one?
Nah.
It's when you ETBs draw a card.
Yeah, he exists.
Yes, and there's I think there's a couple things that bounce. So I could get a little bit of value off of that or stuff like that.
So if we're going to be cascading, one of the things that's very helpful to do, for those of us who have never cascaded before, is if you have a way of manipulating the top of your deck, that can certainly still
stack the cards. Stack the cards.
Yes.
You're literally stacking the cards in your favor.
You're actually stacking the deck. So let's talk about how you have some top deck manipulation, or manipulation, as you say.
Yes. And our good friend Andy Hall from Commander's Brew would say manipulation. He would.
Would he?
Yes.
Oh, that
fucking guy.
Burning Prophet.
Burning P. Ooh, we're talking about different things.
Very much so.
This is a 1/3 for red 1 human whiz. Human whiz with Burning P. Yeah. Whenever you cast a non-creature, Burning Prophet gets +1/+0 until end of turn, and then scry 1. So when you cast your Cascade thing, that'll trigger. You resolve this trigger first. You scry if it's a land or if it's some shitty thing that you don't want to cascade into. Put it on the bottom, and you're essentially spinning the wheel. You can get something else. Could be good, could be worse. But if it's like turn 8 and it's a fucking Gruul Locket on top of my library, straight to the bottom.
Let me hit you with this Ryan Alter idea. Get one of these in Japanese.
Okay.
Paint it full art, and then sell it like it's a grape shot from the Japanese Mystical Archive, because it's the same goddamn picture.
Cover the text box, though.
Yes. Well,
and the power and toughness.
It's in Japanese. It's fine. Nobody will notice. Next card. Corsair of Krufix.
Oh, yeah. Green 1 for a 2/4 Centaur. Play with the top card of your library revealed. So you kind of already know what you might or might not cascade into, which is great. You can play lands from the top of your library. So it kind of adds a card to your hand that you could... again, know what you're dealing with. And whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life.
Is there a card that lets you play artifacts from the top of your deck?
Ooh.
Does that exist? Because if that exists, that'd be really good, because it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It's letting you manipulate the top of your library, but if you're stuck with a Gruul Locket on the top, you can just play it and get it out of the fucking way.
Yeah, well, you could use Future Sight. Future Sight lets you play anything from the top of your library, or the Is It guy that lets you play instants and sorceries from the top of your library. But those cost like 6 and 7 mana. And blue 4 is like the Future Sight, right? So I kind of thought of those. Those are a little bit, I don't know. It's like
you're playing 3 cards like this: 1 for land, 1 for creatures, and I think there's another one, isn't there? You could play another one.
I suppose.
Just
make the mana work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make it work.
Okay.
Scroll Rack.
Scroll Rack. Yeah, this is the best top deck stacker, right? This is 2-drop. You pay 1, tap it, exile any number of cards from your hand face down, and then you put that many cards that you like. You stack the number of cards in your hand on top of your deck after you draw how many cards are in your hand. Yeah. Right? You swap the...
I'm going to put 5 from my hand on top after you draw 5, put those 5 on the top.
Yeah, so I should have just read the card.
You keep your Cascader in your hand. You put the thing that you want for free on the very tippy top. You play the Cascader. You cascade into the thing that you want.
Yes.
Scroll Rack is very good.
Yes, very good in this deck.
Seer's Lantern.
Oh, this is another mana rock. It taps for colorless, and you can go 2, tap, scry 1.
Neat.
So a little bit of benefit. If you can get maybe 3 scries out of that, that's maybe akin to drawing a card, especially if you scried something shitty to the bottom and now you cascade into something better that you knew was coming.
Right? Now, should we go to Proliferate and Utility next?
Well, before we do, I just want to mention real quick, we've got Terramorphic Expanse, we've got Evolving Wilds, and I'm playing 2 Temple lands that allow me to either scry, attach to lands, or give me a shuffle effect. So combined with my how many top deck manipulators? 4 of them?
4.
Combined with my 4 top deck manipulators, we can exchange cards on the top. And I thought that I was covering that enough, but there's still so much times, so
many times
where I have no idea what I'm cascading into. And I feel like that's just not very good practice.
Oh man, you're talking to me. You're saying like, yeah, this is very exciting. I'm very excited for what you're telling me right now. And then you say, well, it's not very good. What are you talking about? Everything you're telling me sounds awesome.
No.
I'm going to play this spell and I have no idea what's going to happen. This is amazing.
Oh, I know, but then you just cascade into a fucking girl signet. I want more power. Right? So maybe I need, like, do I put a Fabled Passage and a Prismatic Vista? Do I play fetch lands? And all of a sudden my deck goes from like $300 deck to fucking like $1,000.
But yeah, but it'll be way less because in Modern Horizons, all of those cards are gonna be costing less, right?
I didn't know we were a comedy cookout podcast, Brando. Oh, anyways.
All right, let's go to the proliferate and utilities section.
Yes.
So we got Balaged Recovery.
It's a land on the back, but it's a graveyard getter-backer on the front.
It's a regrowth, I guess, hey?
Yes, a regrowth for 3. Yeah.
We got Contagion, Clasp, and Engine.
Yes, those ETB and put -1 counters on your opponent's shit, and you can pay 4, tap, proliferate, or proliferate.
Yeah.
Great with the Planeswalkers, great with, I guess, just the Planeswalkers.
Yeah, just the Planeswalkers, yeah. But you know what? It's working.
Fuck them. Let's play them.
Exactly. We got...
You know what? Contagion Engine kind of acts like the deck's sweeper because you cascade into it. You put a -1 on your opponent's whole team, counter on each, like a -1 on each creature an opponent controls, and then you immediately just go 4, proliferate, kill all your guys. All my Planeswalkers get like into ultimate range.
Yes.
Pretty good.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
We have a doubling season.
Yeah, doubles your counters, doubles your Planeswalkers, doubles everything.
Dragon Lair Spider.
Hey, yeah, I had a foil one of these from Commander's Arsenal, and this a little bit acts as, I guess, a win condition.
It's a cool thing to cascade into. It's a big splashy card. I'm behind this.
Yes.
You don't have to justify this kind of stuff to me.
I know. It's one of the things that I have written down as weaknesses is like no real win condition.
Oh, we'll deal with that. I got you, fam.
This is one of them, I think. This is a 5/6 reach arounder spider for green, red 2. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, create a 1/1 green bug token.
Cool.
Yeah. I think one time I played this deck, I had like fucking 26 of them. Just nobody kills this thing. Just nobody kills it. Like a bug's not threatening until
there's 85 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Until your opponents go like 2 rounds of the table without casting a board sweeper. And all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, you guys do play lots of spells. Oh man, somebody's going to die.
We have an Ewit.
Getterbacker.
Karn's Bastion.
Oh, another land that you can proliferate with.
Yep. Kodama of the East Tree.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so another reach arounder. 6/6 for 6 with reach. It's got a partner. But more importantly, whenever another permanent enters the battlefield, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you can put another permanent onto the battlefield with equal or lesser mana cost.
So you play a thing, get a thing for free, cascade into something else, get another free thing.
Yes.
Neat.
Yes, every time we cascade with a permanent, we get something else from our hand.
Dig it.
Yeah, for
That's
free.
Cool, man.
Kodama, if you let's say you cast a Maelstrom Wanderer. Cascade.
Sure.
That's on the stack. You cascade into whatever. Then you cascade into a Kodama. Kodama enters the battlefield first.
Mm-hmm.
That other thing you cascaded into enters the battlefield. If it's a permanent, it'll trigger Kodama.
Mm-hmm.
And then Maelstrom Wanderer enters the battlefield and it'll trigger Kodama. So you can put 2 permanents onto the battlefield like that. Because if you cascade into Kodama and then there's a permanent behind him that had Cascade, you get a fucking permanent off of that.
Neat.
Yeah, very, very powerful stuff.
It's almost like Kodama's real good.
Yes.
And he's green.
And Cascade.
Wow.
Also good.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Lane Line of Anticipation gives all your stuff flash.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Very important. All that shit I just said about Kodama and Maelstrom Wanderer, I'm doing it on the end of player 4's turn. Oh, fuck off, right?
Speaking of cards with partner,
Yeah.
we have Runaway together.
Yeah, it's Brando and Ryan.
That's right.
Which one's which? We don't know.
Who can say?
Yeah. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Return those creatures to their owner's hands.
So you get their threat and your Elvish Visionary.
Or
your Cascader guy.
Yes, my Cascader guy.
Yes.
Your threat and my Apex Devastator.
There we go. Yeah. How about Brando Special in Sunder Shaman?
Yeah, I thought of this when I put it. I thought of you when I put this in here.
I love this card.
This is green, red, 5/5. So a 5/5 for 4. Sunder Shaman can't be blocked by more than one creature.
Yeah.
So it's got opposite menace.
That's right.
Opponess.
Sure.
Whenever Sunder Shaman deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls.
So it's like a beefy Trigon Predator.
Yeah, it's Beef Predator.
Don't Google that.
No.
Do not Google that.
No. Is this good enough? Trigon Predator is good because it flies.
This is a good card, man.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah. It's a 5/5, and they can't block it with more than one thing. So you're either it's gonna eat it to a death touch guy, or they're gonna block it, or you're gonna get their shit. And if they block it, they're probably blocking it with a creature smaller than yours, and you're probably gonna kill it.
Yes.
So it's good. It's removing something every time it attacks.
You're right. Yeah, because they don't want to lose their Mirari's Wake, but if they don't fucking block and probably lose their guy, they're gonna lose their Mirari's Wake.
Exactly.
Right? Should this be something like a Reclamation Sage?
No.
No?
No.
ETBs destroy an artifact or enchantment. Same effect.
Heck it.
I've got Runaway Together and bounce on at least one Planeswalker.
Heck it.
No, this is better.
I like this more.
And this is the art of deck building.
Yeah.
You put this punctuation point or this little flavor into a deck, and I think maybe Rec Sage is better, and I can take advantage of that, right?
Yeah. Like if you're gonna just abuse bounce stuff, that's no fun. Attack him with a 5/5. Get those chip-ins.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 5 is more than chip-ins, my friend. That's 20%. I think that you might be right here because you're attacking. Bounce doesn't further.
It's not going to win you the game.
It's not going to kill your opponents unless you're doing something in addition to that bounce, or you can bounce so hard that you destroy everything with a Rec Sage, right?
Yeah, and you can't.
Yeah, if I had infinite bounce and I could get everything with Rec Sage, every single artifact and enchantment, that would be fucking pretty good.
Sure.
Probably in that case, it would be better than Sunder Shaman.
And
but
if
in this case...
And if you're playing that scenario, you should play Acidic Slime instead because you can kill all their land too.
Ooh, good plan.
Yeah. So there's that.
Okay, so Sunder Shaman you like.
I like Sunder Shaman.
Okay.
The Chain Veil.
The Chain Veil, yes. At the beginning of, or at the end of your turn, if you didn't activate a loyalty ability of a Planeswalker, you lose 2 life. Don't care.
Yeah, lame.
I'll always do it. This is a 4-mana legendary artifact that says 4 tap for each Planeswalker you control. You can activate their loyalty abilities again like you didn't activate any this turn.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah. So it lets you double activate all your P-dubs, of which we have several.
Yes, we'll get to them in a bit after we talk about Vorinclex Monstrous Raider.
Yeah, Vornian. I got the baby-eating one.
Why isn't that illustrated in the deck, Ryan? Why don't you put in the printings and everything of your deck? Because my deck costs $300. No, it fucking doesn't. You have the baby-eating Vorinclex. That costs more than the regular Vorinclex.
It's not foil, though.
Doesn't matter.
I got the baby-eating Vorny. This is a 6/6 trample haste for 6. So it's
totally fair and balanced green magic card.
Yeah, totally fair, balanced magic green card. get a shirt. Anyways, if a counter to be put on something your opponents control, nuh-uh. They get half.
Yep. Rounded up or down. So if they would get 1, they get 0.
Yeah. You got a +1 ability on your Planeswalker?
Nah.
Not anymore, you don't. Now, to be fair, your opponents can still activate Planeswalker abilities. They just don't get anything for it.
Yeah.
No closer to ultimate, sir.
That is awesome.
Yes. And if a counter would be put onto one of our permanents, twice that many. Or double, right?
Yep.
So this is great because when a Planeswalker ETBs, they get twice as many counters, a la doubling season.
Yep.
But when you activate an ability, you're putting counters on it, and you get double those counters.
Yeah,
unlike doubling season.
Unlike doubling season, exactly.
So Vorinclex is the newest addition to this deck, and I think because it's a perfectly fair and balanced magic card, 6/6 Trampler for 6, that affects your opponent. but also makes every single one of my Planeswalkers better, I think it's going to be a very welcome addition.
Oh, this is a good ass card.
Yeah, very much so.
I play this in several decks that have Planeswalkers and green.
Does he beat house and ass?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Stomp dinks?
Into the dirt.
Slap lips?
Off of faces.
Right off of faces. Yep. Sends him into fucking orbit.
That's right. All right. Let's continue into the enablers of the whole damn deck. These Cascaders.
The Cascaders.
Are you prepared?
I am.
Okay, let's hit them with it.
This is how I think we do it.
Okay.
Mostly abilities are like fine. The reason these are in the deck, Cascade.
Yes.
So they all have it. Let's read the mana value, the converted mana cost, whatever you want to call it, and like how big they are, because they beat. These are the creatures that I'm going to attack with.
Let's give them the most terrifying mouth on a Magic card. Annoyed Altasaur.
That's the most terrifying mouth?
Look at those square teeth, man. If that thing bit, you wouldn't even cut. You would crush the skin off of your body.
Yes.
That's horrific.
This is a 7-drop, 6/5 trample reach arounder.
Apex Devastator.
Oh, baby. This is a 10/10 for 10. So this can cascade into literally anything in the deck. And it says Cascade, 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 Cascade. That's 4 cascades.
You know what it doesn't say? Trample.
Trampski.
That sucks.
Yeah. Cut him.
Caught it. Aurora Phoenix.
This is a 6-drop, 5/3 flyer with Cascade.
Butt Braid Elf.
Ooh. 2/3 haster for 4 Cascade.
Boarding Party.
Boarding Party. 6/3 haste for 6 Cascade.
Ethereum Horn Sorcerer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is a 3/6, which is kind of unfortunate for 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, cost 6, 3/6. You can pay blue, red, 1, return it to its owner's hand.
Yes, you can keep playing it. That's a cool one, actually. I like that one.
Yeah, late game, you can maybe like bounce them and then like leave them up to block. And then end of your turn, like bounce them so I can play them again on my turn and cascade with them again.
Flamekin Herald.
Okay, this one is, I think this might be a trap card. This is a 3/2 for 3 that says commander creatures you control have Cascade.
This would be really good if all of your ramp was at 2.
Yes.
Because then you could play and filter the ramp out of the deck and get them the fuck out of the way.
Yes, and as it stands, like Averna is a 3-drop and this is a 3-drop. So to do this on curve before Averna, without like wasting a mana playing Averna on turn 4, because you played this on 3, you need a Soul Ring. Or you need... Nope, just Soul Ring.
Yep.
Because even 2-mana ramp doesn't allow you to play this guy on turn 2.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a trap card in this deck just because Averna costs 3 instead of 4.
Cutter.
You know what? I might.
Cutter.
I have a foil too. It's too bad.
Is it a full art foil?
I don't know.
Caught it.
I wouldn't be able to see it if it was. So I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Emoti Celebrant of Bounty.
Oh yeah, Emoti Celebrant of being a snake. Oh, wait, it's not. It's a Naga.
I was gonna slap you,
You're gonna
Ryan.
slap me with all 4 of your arms like a snake. This is a 5-drop, 3/1 Cascade, which is great. Spells you cast with converted mana cost 6 or greater also have Cascade.
Cool.
Yeah, and remember, you can give Cascade to something that already has Cascade, and you get to Cascade again.
So Apex Devastator now says Cascade, 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 Cascade.
There's 5 Cascades there, yes.
Shit,
and
yeah.
you could get 5 lands with that if you have Averna.
Neat.
Or you could get 0 lands, because you could just reveal, and all of your Cascades are used up, and you didn't reveal no lands. You don't reveal lands as often as you think with Averna. I found this.
Ingenuity Engine.
Oh, yeah. This is a 7-drop that has Cascade, and you can pay 1, tap, sack an artifact, return target artifact you control to its owner's hand. It's a 7-drop with Cascade, and that's kind of all it does. You can sacrifice it to bounce your Maelstrom Colossus back to your hand.
And then that's an 8-drop 7/7 with Cascade.
Yeah, and you know what? Surprisingly, that's efficient. Like, what's a 7/7 worth? 7 mana?
Sure.
6 mana?
Sure.
So Cascade's now worth 1 or 2?
Yeah, and then you get your rock for 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it turns that Growl Signet into a Sol Ring. Hell yeah. No, that's not how it works. Maelstrom Wanderer.
Oh, yeah. Teamer in 5. Creature you control have haste.
Good.
Cascade. Cascade. 7/5. Very, very powerful.
Especially in a deck like this. Meteoric Mace.
Yeah, this is equipped creature gets +4/+0 and has Tramsky. Equips for 4 and has Cascade, and it costs 6.
Natural Reclamation.
That's Naturalize for 5 with Cascade.
Rashmi Eternity Crafter.
This doesn't technically have Cascade, so anything that's like Cascade specific, whatever. Whenever you cast your first spell in a turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card with converted mana cost less than the card that you just cast, you can play it for free. Otherwise, you put it into your hand. So it's kind of card draw, kind of Cascade.
It's okay. Sakashima's Protege.
That's a flash, cloner, cascader for 6.
Shartless Agent.
Yeah, Cascade 2/2 for 3. That gets you ramp. That like strictly gets you ramp. That's the only thing. Or the bounce spell. It's fine.
Sweet Gum Recluse.
Ooh, 6-drop, flash, Cascade, Reach Arounder, enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on any number of target creatures that enter the battlefield this turn.
Neat.
So probably, remember, when you Cascade, the thing that you Cascade into enters the battlefield first. Yeah. So when this enters the battlefield, you could put the +1s on that other thing if it's a creature, or onto Sweet Gum Recluse. So it could be like a 3/6.
Neat.
That's fine.
Throes of Chaos.
I know that you like this one.
I sure do.
This is a 4-drop Cascade Retrace.
That's it. All it does is get you a 3-drop or less, and then you can pitch a land to play it again. I love it.
Yeah, and if you Cascade into like a 3 visits, and you're like, oh, this fucking sucks. Oh no, because 3 visits puts it right into play.
Yeah.
God dang it.
Yeah, this is a cool card, man. It's like possibility storming yourself. It's awesome.
I think it might be a trap card.
Oh, I like it.
Because like there's nothing
like
that puts land into our hand. And what do we Cascade into? A Shardless Agent? What does Shardless Agent Cascade into? Only ramp. Why do we need this?
Oh, I'll tell you what. When we get to the suggestion section,
Okay.
maybe we'll have something that works really good with Heroes of Chaos.
Okay.
Violent Outburst.
This is creature you control get +1 until end of turn. Cascade for 3. Got a foil of those too.
So it gets you some ramp?
Yes. That gets ramp and maybe allows for a, I don't know, a little mini strike. Mini alpha.
That's all right.
A beta strike.
And the last one is Volcanic Torrent.
Yes, this is a 5-drop sorcery with Cascade. Deals X damage to each creature and planeswalker your opponents control, where X is the number of spells we cast this turn. So
pretty good.
We cast the other thing before this resolves off of Cascade. So this will do a minimum of 2. If you Cascade into anything else that has Cascade, this will do 3 to each creature and each planeswalker your opponents control.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I wish it was an instant, man. Wish that was an instant.
It'd be. Nah, I guess it'd.
It makes timing weird because you're cascading into like creatures and like you can block at instant speed or I don't know.
That'd be a
that
hard
card
one.
is weird at instant speed.
That'd be a strange one. So last thing we have are the damn P-dubs. Thank Christ there's only 10 of them.
There's only 10, and I don't know, do we even bother with the ultimates or do we just read the ability that it's in there for?
I'll let you tell me why they're here.
Okay.
First off, Domri Chaos Bringer.
Yeah, our friend F.U. Evan in card form, right?
Yes.
With maybe a different haircut.
No, that's Evan.
That's Evan?
Yep.
After the quarantine?
I haven't seen him in 14 months. I assume that's what he looks like now.
Yes. This is 4-drop, 5 loyalty, +1, add a red or green. If you cast a creature, it gains Riot, which is you put a +1 on it or it gains haste.
Yes.
Pretty good.
That's why it's there?
Well, it also has a -3 that lets you look at the top 4 cards of your library, and you may put a creature from among them into your hand.
Yep. And then the rest on the bottom.
That's kind of like a draw, kind of like a scry.
I think that's pretty bad here, man.
Really?
Well, you're going to draw your things. You're going to get a creature. What if you have a thing you want to cascade to in there too?
That you put onto the bottom.
We're right to the bottom now.
I thought that -3 is like, because he's got 5 loyalty for 4. Like you can -3 him, draw a card, air quotes, with that minus, and get a bunch of chaff out of the way. That's what I was thinking.
If you have chaff on top, if you have good shit, now your shit's at the bottom. Now you're fucked.
I suppose.
Now you gotta get all the chaff out of the way to get back to all the good shit you put on the bottom of your library.
You got 99 more chaffs in the way now. I don't know. That's like a glass half full, glass half empty type thing, right?
Sure. Garruk Primal Hunter.
Oh, you get a beast, or you can minus to draw cards equal to the bigliness of your biggest creature, which is 10. or 8 or 7.
Or 4.
That's fine.
Still pretty good.
Draw 4 for 5. That's pretty fucking good. And have a... Well, I guess you wouldn't have a Planeswalker left over. Unless you have Doubling Season or Vorny.
Yeah.
You draw fucking 4 or 5 or 6.
And it's -6 isn't exactly a thing to write. You get a 6/6 for each creature. Or each land, sorry. That's pretty good.
It's a win con if you get that.
Yeah.
But I mean, how often do we say, "Oh yeah, that's a win con on the ultimate," and it's never a reality?
Well, you could get there. I mean, you're saying that this deck has loose win cons. Well, there's a loose win con.
You know what? There is a Doubling Season. There is a Vorinclex. Those two are 2 cards that if you just get a Planeswalker where you double its entering loyalty, you can ultimate. That is a win con.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of ultimates, I have done this next Planeswalker's ultimate to F.U. Lenny.
Jace the Mind Sculptor.
I mind sculpted him. Still didn't win. So you plus them to look at the top card of an opponent's library and you can put it on the bottom. That's a Fate Seal.
Yeah. Or Brainstorm, or Unsummon, or switch their hand and library, I believe is the ultimate, yes?
Yeah, sorry, it's not. It's Fate Seal, but it's not to opponents. So I can look at the top card of my library and put it on the bottom, which is great. I can brainstorm something from my hand onto the top of the library if I want to cascade into it. I can bounce my Cascader, or -12. I can exile somebody's library and then their hand becomes their library. That's mind sculpting. That card, traditionally, first of all, regarded as one of the best Magic cards ever printed in Magic ever.
Yes.
And it's not very good in Commander.
No, it's not.
And I've used its ultimate and not won the game.
Yeah.
But all 3 of its abilities are good in this deck.
They're relevant, yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck? I just don't get it.
It's not a bad include. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine here.
Okay. That's the most expensive card in the deck.
Well, we'll have some things we could replace it with that maybe make you win the game more often.
Okay.
Maybe. How about Jessica Thrice Reborn?
Oh, here's a loose one, hey? Enters the battlefield with a loyalty for each time you've cast your commander this game.
Some fucking 1.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You would 0 her to...
Make a creature deal triple damage. Combat damage.
That is kind of a win con with Apex Devastator.
Well, unless they have a fucking 1/1 to block it.
Yeah, well, if I got Jace, I'll just bounce it. Ta-da! And then her -X deals X damage to things, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's loose. I had one. It wasn't terrible in the deck because, like, all my Cascaders have high power.
Yeah, we're cutting her.
Okay.
She's cut.
Okay.
Kasmina Enigma Sage.
This is the newest include along with Vorinclex. This is a fucking powerful Magic card.
Yep.
Yep. This is 2-drop, 3-drop, 2 loyalty. Each Planeswalker you control has all the loyalty abilities of Kasmina Holy Avenger or Enigma Sage. Holy Avenger? What the
hell is what the fuck?
So all of your Planeswalkers now have +2 to scry 1.
Neat.
+4 with Vorinclex to scry 1. Yeah. Relevant in the deck, we've already established.
Yep.
-X to put X 1/1 counters on a creature.
On a fractal creature.
On a 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Vorinclex or Doubling Season, it's double.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking
not
good.
Not too bad, yeah.
And then her -8 is search and you get and you can do.
For an instant or sorcery that shares a color, that's doesn't matter here.
Yeah.
Kiora Behemoth Beckoner.
Oh, yeah. Cast her with Doubling Season. She entered the battlefield with 14 counters. Only got minus ability. So her -1 is untap target permanent. I don't know. You can block. I don't know. It's not very powerful, but whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, draw a card.
That's fine.
All my creatures are big.
Yeah.
Except for like 2.
Sure.
So she's good.
Narset Part of Reveals.
Oh. Opponents can't draw more than 1 card each turn, and -2 is look at the top 4. You can put 1 into your hand, the rest onto the bottom.
Non-creature, non-land into the...
That's fine. I'll just find a Cascader.
Well, your Cascaders are creatures, so you can't get those.
No, I got some that aren't.
Oh, okay.
Or you can get a rock out of the way with that.
Sure.
Right? And Narset just powerful. And with Kasmina, you can scry with her now too to add loyalty back onto her. Oh.
You know, we're gonna cut Sarkhan Unbroken, but let's tell him what it does.
What do you mean?
We're cutting him.
This is one of the best ones in the deck.
Cutting him.
I got a foil.
Cutting him.
Teamer and 2, 4 loyalty, +1, draw a card, add a mana. It's pretty fucking good.
Okay.
-2, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying.
Sure.
-8, search your library for any number of dragons and put them onto the battlefield.
Now, how many dragons are we playing?
Well, none, but his draw card is like really fucking good. Isn't it?
it's fine. But
I could put one dragon in here. Come on, I'll put one dragon in here. I'll put Zodiac Dragon. Yeah, Zodiac. I'm gonna get one.
Teferi Temporal Archmage.
You read this one. The text is too far away from my eyeballs to see.
All right, it's a blue 4 for a 5 loyalty Teferi +1. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. -1, untap up to 4 target permanents. -10. You get an emblem with. You may activate the loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control on any player's turn. Anytime you could cast an instant.
Oh, baby.
So that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a solid emblem.
Yeah, and with a bunch of mana rocks and Chain Veil, you can just like go ham, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's good for Cascade, it's good for making mana, and it's good because I'm playing 9 other walkers. Yeah, that's good.
And the last one is one that I really like.
Give it a read.
Vivian Monstrous Advocate is a 3 loyalty Vivian for green 3. You can look at the top card of your library at any time, which is amazing.
And even better with Cascade, because you fucking then you know.
And you have a response to literally everything. It's the best.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do this. Hang on. And you look at the top card of your library and just put it back. And she also has, you may cast creature spells from the top of your library. So you can look at it, and if it's a creature, you can cast it if you want.
Very good.
+1, you get a 3/3 beast that either has trample, reach, or vidge. So it gives you blockers. Very cool.
Yep.
-2, the next time you cast a creature this turn, you can search your library for a creature with less converted mana cost, put it into play for free.
Pretty good, but you don't get Cascade off of that.
Yeah.
Totally fine, though.
But it's the rest of the card is just worth.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what I really like about looking at the top card of your library?
It's fun.
You can do that at any time.
Yeah.
Doesn't use the stack. So if you've got like a Scryer, like your Seer's Lantern, or if you've ultimated your Teferi and you can activate Planeswalker abilities anytime you could do an instant, you could be like, cast a creature off the top, look at the top card of my library in response to the Cascade, scry it away. Don't like it.
Oh yeah.
Look at it again with that Cascade still in the stack, because looking at it doesn't use the stack, and see what it is. Then you know what you're going to Cascade into.
Ooh.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Lots of little subtle tricks like that.
Into it. And that's the whole deck.
Yeah, okay. So you've got some suggestions. I've demonstrated why I think the rocks and the Scrylands and stuff are in there, and why they should be in there, and why the planeswalkers that I have in there are in there. But you've got some suggestions.
I do. Let me hit you with a few things, and let me tell you why I think they go good in this deck.
As we do the strengths and weaknesses.
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Weaknesses. In playing it, and you might not realize this when you look at it, but it's a little bit dirtly.
Yeah.
AKA, there's no like real dedicated win con.
Right.
Okay.
It's like if you have this and this and this and this and this, you're in good shape. If you don't, you got this and sort of this. And
maybe you get a good block or two, and then you just...
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you got?
Sweet. Okay. Here are things that I would add. Okay. And all of these will help you win the game in some way, I think.
Okay.
First, fuck it. This will help you get there. Evolution Sage.
3-drop, 3/2, landfall, proliferate.
That's right.
So we can landfall off of Cascade because Averna lets us put a land when we Cascade.
That's right.
Synergistic, works towards our Planeswalker theme. We saw a couple cards that deal with +1 counters, sort of. We saw like the Casmina, I guess.
But they're there, and that's good stuff.
Okay.
It's important to have. In a Super Friends deck, this card will pay mad dividends.
Yes, because it's given us everything that we want just for playing a land.
Just for doing what we're doing anyway.
Okay.
How about Chandra, Torch of Defiance, Ryan?
That's 4 loyalty ability, 4-drop, 4 loyalty Chandra. This is Chandra 4.
It comes into play with a Vorinclex on the battlefield. You get an emblem immediately that says whenever you cast a spell, this emblem does 5 damage to something.
Apex Devastator would be like a 25 damage hit to something or everything?
To something.
Something. That's fine. That's a fucking win con, isn't it?
That'll kill somebody, and you still get the 5 things that you got off of playing it.
Yeah, I actually like that include. And you know what I think is secretly good about that one is
she's wearing a fishnet body stocking. Is that what's good about it?
Yeah, I think that she's an attractive lady.
Yeah.
The +1 to add red. I think that's secretly good because
it's super good.
Like Cascade is it's given me double duty. It's a planeswalker that allows me to draw a card, but it's also ramp. And that's the exact kind of thing that the deck needs.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one.
How about Kiora the Crashing Wave?
Oh, and I think I own this one.
It's a 2 loyalty Kiora for blue-green 2. You can +1 it to, until your next turn, prevent all damage that would be able to and by target permanent and opponent controls. So if they have something that's going to mess up your planeswalkers or you just turn it off. Just no. You got a 20/20 trampler? No.
That doesn't help me do anything that's going to kill my opponent.
It does help you live. Let me read the rest of the card.
Okay.
As a -1 draw card, you may play an additional land this turn.
Yeah, that's Explore or Growth Spiral.
Growth Spiral. And then
Growth Spiral for 4 mana, though.
Just wait.
Okay.
Just wait. -5. You get an emblem with at the beginning of each of your end step. You get a 9/9 Kraken.
That's pretty good.
It's all right.
That's pretty good.
It protects you, and it gets you a giant beater.
So when we look at Kiora, the closest analog, I think, is the Garruk that I -3 to draw cards.
Yeah.
I can -1 her to draw a card, and I can do that twice. So I can draw 2 cards off her for 4 mana versus drawing whatever off a Garruk for 5 mana. She gives me bigger dudes than Garruk does.
Fewer of them, but bigger.
Turn over turn that you can't interact with. Garruk, you get like a 6/6 for each land you control. Your opponent casts a sweeper, they're all gone.
Yeah.
This, you get an emblem every turn. Maybe I replace Garruk with this.
Ooh.
Yeah, lower the curve and kind of add some longevity to the gameplay.
How about Nissa Vital Force? 5 loyalty planeswalker for green 3. You can untap a land you control until the end of your next turn. It's also a 5/5 with haste.
Ooh.
So it could ramp you or get them 5/5 beats in. Her -3 is return a permanent from your graveyard to your hand, so you can get your used up planeswalkers back. Or -6, you get an emblem with whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you draw a card.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good because that's landfall, draw a card off of Cascade.
And with a Vorinclex, she comes into play with 10 loyalty. You can -6 her right away, and she still has 4.
Yeah, doubling season works like that too.
Truth. I always think of Vorinclex, though, because Vorinclex is just so good with planeswalkers.
Yeah, okay. I like all of those includes. I can see fitting them in and them doing maybe a little bit more than some of the planeswalkers that I have now.
Now, this one works good with your Dragon Lair Spider and
Okay.
a couple of other creatures I'm going to suggest in a second. It's Vivian Reed, a 5 loyalty walker for green 3. +1 as you look at the top 4 of your library, you can reveal a creature or land from among them, put them into your hand, put the rest on the bottom.
That's good because I can find my Cascader.
You can -3 to destroy an artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying.
It's fine.
Sure. -8, you get an emblem with creatures you control have +2/+2, vigilance, trample, and indestructible.
Also good.
Yes.
Trample is good because I got a lot of big beaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And -8, 5 starting, so she'd have 2 left over if you have a doubling season or a Vorny.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And then I've got a few sweet creatures that work more with your commander, but also just give you some way to win.
Yes.
In Rampaging Baloth, it's a 6/6 that gives you 4/4s. Scoot Swarm, it's a 1/1 that gives you
More 1/1s.
huge amounts of 1/1s. And Omnath, Locus of Rage, the Brando special, it's a 5/5 that gives you 5/5s that turn into lightning bolts.
And those are all upon landfall, which interacts with our commander that interacts with Cascade.
Exactly.
And you know what? Out of strict spiciness considerations, I stayed away from landfall because the stock list on EDHrec.com.
Landfall list?
Yes, because you want a Cascade, and it gives you benefit via landfall when you Cascade, and that's why those ones aren't in there. Because I agree, all 3 of those are excellent and would probably be on the EDH rec page. And remember, this is the art of deck building. I want to do something unique, interesting. This is the cubism of Averna decks, right? Nobody ever seen a fucking Planeswalker Cascade Averna deck before.
And the last one.
Okay.
And this one's strictly because you're saying, oh, my rocks are all whatever. They're all kind of bad.
Yeah.
And we're playing Planeswalkers, which means we're playing Proliferate, which interacts with counters.
Yes.
So why don't we play a rock like Replicating Ring?
Ooh.
It's a add a mana of any color for 3.
That's good.
At the beginning of your upkeep, you get a night counter on it. Then if you have 8 or more counters on it, you remove all the counters and you create 8 more of them.
So this will stick around a couple turns. Maybe you get a few. You proliferate a few times, and then you get 8 mana.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And then this starts accruing counters again.
Oh, you don't have to sacrifice this?
No.
Oh.
No, so you end up with 9 tap for mana of any color mana rocks, and you could hypothetically get more.
Neat.
And it's not the most amazing card, and it probably won't happen very often, but it's fun, right? The one time it does happen, it's going to be fucking cool.
Yeah, and you know what? I think if we hop over to strengths now, we did suggestions and weaknesses there. The deck's good in the late game.
Yep.
The commander portion of the game, the classic commander portion of the game, and I built it in this way, and I didn't spend any money on Planeswalkers because God knows there's some expensive ones. I had a Jace the Mind Sculptor, just FYI. I want it to be a lower powered deck, which raises the question, like, why are we teching it? Why are we trying to make it better?
Well, having a deck that's low power
is different than having a deck that does not work.
Yeah, and this deck, it functions, but I don't know if it works. And I think that adding a couple, not because I suggested them, they're so good, but if you add some of the stuff that maybe I put in there, like, it's gonna work better.
Yes.
As opposed to just being a functional Cascadey dirtily deck where maybe you can win. You have some stuff that's dedicated to, with the strict purpose of making you win.
You know what I like is, like, imagine having a 6 or 8 drop Cascader. It's not going to cascade into an Apex Devastator, which is what you want, right? And if you're just bouncing like your 6 drop Cascader, it's like, you'll never get there, right? If you've got more stuff that says like Landfall or Cascade or Planeswalkers that say draw card, you're going to more often find your biggest, splashiest game-winning cards, and I like that.
Also, if you're gonna cut and add 1 card to this deck, it should be a Worldly Tutor, just so that you know.
Oh, just so you can get it.
You could either get the Apex Devastator or get the Vorinclex.
Yes.
You just get them, fucking cascade into the Vorinclex, and then you're off to the races with your Super Friends. You're not playing a tutor in this deck, so you probably should play a Worldly Tutor.
Okay, I like a Worldly Tutor, or Sylvan Tutor if you got one.
Sure, why not?
Or, you know what's just secretly fucking so goddamn good to cascade? It's like it's a secret. Yeah, sure, Ryan. You cascade into a Maelstrom Wanderer off of Apex Devastator. That's 6 cascades.
Yeah, it's real good.
That's 6 cards for 10 mana. That's 8 cards for 10 mana.
It's all right. It's fine. 7 out of 10.
It's pretty good.
I don't know, man. 7 out of 10 at best. Because you're getting, remember, 8 cards out of this deck. Are you going to win?
Oh,
you might not.
That's it, right?
And that's why we're doing it on the show.
And that's why you got to make sure that when you're doing marginal things or low power things like my shitty mana rocks, you got to do high power things. And I think Worldly Tutor's a good include. Yeah, just to make sure that you can seal a game.
And it's not even that game's got to end. It's just, even in a dirtily deck, like you say, you have to have some big fucking haymaker to keep yourself in contention.
Agreed. And like good late game, lots of value plays. Those are the strengths, right?
Yeah.
But we can do better, I think, and that's what your suggestions were. Now, flying through the rest of it here, just real quick, $418 if you want to build this.
That's for Planeswalker decks that include Jace the Mind Sculptor and a Chain Veil and that Teferi. Like, there's lots of cards in here that are a few bucks just because they're good.
Yeah, get this though. The Jace, $57, which is like, okay, fine. I could cut him and add a different expensive Planeswalker, but like all of his abilities are good, so I played him, right? Spire Garden. This is a land. It's a land that has basic land type, so you can fetch it. $14.
Oh.
Yeah, what the fuck? I can play basic. Shocklands. I only play 2. I don't have a breathing pool in here just because I don't have one. $22.
Jesus.
Cut them. I'm not even playing fetch lands, right? And the fetch lands I am playing can't find them.
Yeah, cut them.
Got them. Contagion Engine. Get this one. $20 for a non-foil.
Wow.
$20.
Holy crap.
Granted, it's good in the deck.
Yeah, you don't cut that though. You don't cut that.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep that in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't cut that, we're looking at just over $90 in cuts. So we'd be looking at just over $300 for the deck. That's $310.
And some of this stuff might not be shit that you just have laying around, but you could probably trade for most of it, or go to your LGS and get a lot of it. Go to fusiongamingonline.com, use promo code CCO Fusion 5, get 5% off the stuff that you're missing.
Yes, that's what I did. Not with any of the Planeswalkers, because these are all Planeswalkers I had, which sometimes that's the art, is making a cohesive deck out of just shit you have.
See, now if I had built this deck, I would have had all the things that I suggested, because those were all Planeswalkers that I had.
There you go. And I think that's the final lesson before we get to the spice calculator, wrap the show up, is Sometimes the art is making a cohesive deck that can play out of the stuff that you have and spending 0 extra money. I didn't spend any money on the mana base of this deck, right?
Yeah.
I had a couple Shocks, I had a Spire Garden, I had a Karn's Bastion, I had a bunch of Planeswalkers. These are the ones that I thought would be the best except for maybe a fucking Jessica. But these are the ones I thought would be good in a Planeswalker Cascade deck. That's it.
There it is.
Right? I spent money on a Vorinclex because I had some store credit from trading in some Time Spiral stuff. But the art is fucking opening up cards in a booster packs if that's what you do and just building some cool shit.
Yeah, man.
Spice Calculator?
Spice Calculator.
Okay. 329 Verna decks at the time of this recording. That's 11th among Teamer daddies.
That puts her right below Yazova Dragonclaw and right above our boy Intet the Dreamer.
What the fuck? Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Well.
Real bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, average mana value, average CMC, if you will, 4.17.
Oh, yeah. Apex Devastator, baby.
Yeah, all those Cascaders are bringing that average up.
Devastating that curve.
You better hope that you cascade into some of those big guys. No tutors. So we could add 1 tutor.
Yeah, there's your Worldly Tutor. Cut Jessica, add Worldly Tutor. There it is.
That's a good plan.
Got there.
Okay. Uniqueness rating. Cards different than the stock list on EDHREC.com. This is where you're not seeing any of the landfall stuff in my deck.
Tell me.
34 different cards.
It's pretty good.
That's, kind of half of them. And remember, the average Averna list on EDH Rec is playing all the same Cascaders I'm playing, like 15 of them, 16 of them. So basically every single other card I'm playing, except for like Soul Ring and 3 Visits.
Sure.
And Arcane Signet is different than the stock list on the Averna's EDH Rec page.
Neat.
Which is the art.
That's the plan, yeah.
Unique, interesting, different, fun, and still good. Even though it's not that good. That's what we're talking about it. Punch it all in. 53.3.
Passes the 50 test.
Passes the 50 test, and I'm playing every single Cascader that the stock list is playing.
Nice.
And I think that's cool.
I mean, it's no honor. Not that this is a competition. No. But it's no honorary 100 spicy like we got last week. But, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. I only Jace the Mind Sculpted somebody and didn't fucking win. Which is just a fun story, which ultimately, like, for me at this point in my Magic playing career, the interactions with people and the memories is just as important, if not more, than
actually
winning or having a really pimp deck. And the deck's fucking pimp. Lots of foils and altars in this that I just had.
Yeah.
Which is another art form that we could talk about.
It is.
Right? So it checks a lot of boxes, and I think even just a couple of your suggestions are going to make the deck a lot better.
Hell yeah. Helping.
Now, CCO Nation, they help too on the Discord. Can't forget to shout them out.
Yeah, what did we get?
They told me to take out the tap lands. Specifically the gain life tap lands, which
those.
Do suck. I just had them in foil.
Stop playing them
in foil.
Burn them.
Burn them.
Them.
They're made out of foil. They don't burn. Melt them.
Melt them
into a fucking ring and rule everybody.
Exactly. Replicating ring. Get 9 of them.
Yes.
You can use a replicating ring token.
Tokens, yes.
There it is.
FU Evan told me to cut the scry tap lands as well, and I'm not sure yet.
I think that those are... Based on what the deck is doing at the level that you want it doing it, I think that the scry lands are fine.
I think more top deck lookers like Sensei's Divining Top was another suggestion. And things like Future Sight or whatever would be good in the deck if I had more shuffles. And I would cut those Temple Scry lands. I would cut those for fetch lands if I had more fetch lands. So thank you to everybody who suggested. Sorry I didn't write your names down, but those are the few suggestions, and I think, definitely I got to cut those tap gain lifelines. I thought, well, fuck, you know, I don't have any 1-drops besides Soul Ring. I'll just play these.
No.
But they do make Averna's like landfall kind of cascade thing. They make it bad because if I cascade into a mana rock that I need to pay mana to draw a card on, then I can't do that.
Yeah.
And then I'm defeating the purpose of running those shitty mana rocks by running shitty land.
Exactly. You're playing shitty cards in spite of running shitty cards to play your shitty cards.
So big thanks to the nation for those suggestions. I'm going to take them into account. I've got an extra top and I've got extra basics.
And they're probably foil.
Yes.
There it is. There you go.
There it is.
There. We got there.
Card of the week?
Card of the week. Your deck, your choice, man.
I got to go Averna. I love Teamer. It's my third Teamer deck that I have in my arsenal. She's got multiple build paths.
We demonstrated that today.
Pretty cool art. And got to be Averna. Fusion's got them in stock. CCO Fusion 5, get your discount on any of your Cascaders and Landfall shit that you're missing.
Cascade Tribal deck is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's fun,
it is.
Right?
And lots of the cards are common. Like, there's a couple expensive ones, Devastator, Maelstrom Wanderer, but everything else is cheap.
The good ones are expensive, but the rest of them are free. So it works out.
Oh, there it is.
You're going to get 20 cards, but only pay for 2.
Love it.
Yeah,
that's the CCO Fusion 5 promo code right there.
There it is.
All right, final thought of the day.
Final thought of the day. Big thanks to everybody who sent the lists in. We are combing through them. Keep them coming. We are going to do as many episodes as we can squeeze out of this, including a, what do you want to call it? A common question episode as well, where if we get a bunch of decks that are kind of asking the same thing, we'll lump those together to do so that we will answer all of your questions. We will help everybody out. Next week's deck list will be posted in the next couple of days, so keep your eyes out for that. You can help us with suggestions. You can help us tune up decks from the nation, from you guys. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the show into your ear holes and your eye holes and any other hole through which you intake the show each and every week. Big thanks to Business Daddy, FusionGamingOnline.com, where you can use special promo code CCOFusion5 to get 5% off your entire order.
Holy shit.
and let them know that their partnership with us is a good one. So again, big thanks to everybody. Thank you for being here. We are going to be back to tech one of your decks on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!